Good morning and good evening, everybody. Matt Adams here. Happy 2018. I have been on retreat, preparing for a lot of amazing things this year, so I hope you're doing well. Today I wanted to talk about the importance of spiritual and energetic self-defense. And as spiritual people, we all want to lead with love and compassion as much as possible. That is obvious. We all agree. There's no argument there. And if we lived in Nirvana, a place like that, where everything was perfect and beautiful and soft and gentle, then we would only need love and compassion and our divine feminine softness. But in this reality, where there are great challenges that face us personally, that face our families, that face our society as a whole, we also have the right side of the equation, which is the divine masculine, the dragon energy, which is firmness and power. Now, it's very interesting. If you look at my amulet, it's Kuan Yin, the Buddhist goddess of love and compassion, riding on a dragon. And there's Kuan Yin, or White Tara. There's the dragon, and that is the tantric divine feminine and masculine. So why is it portrayed that way? Why is she riding on a dragon? So let's imagine that whatever religion you are, let's imagine that divine goodness is trying to descend from the divine realm onto the earth. And that is this pure energy of love and compassion. But as it's trying to land here and grow, it is encountering a tremendous amount of darkness, a tremendous amount of chaos and challenge, particularly right now. A lot of anger, a lot of aggression, a lot of fear, a lot of sadness. And so it doesn't have room to grow unless we use this divine masculine side to be firm and remove negative influences from our life, create barriers, energetic shields that allow us to then receive that divine, feminine, compassionate, natural bodhicitta energy. But there's no space for it if we are not able to protect ourselves. So, a lot of people always imagine the Buddha as just this guy sitting on the cushion meditating. But let's not forget that the Buddha grew up in a warrior clan, the Shakya clan, which was a warrior group of people whose goal was to create the optimal conditions for an enlightened society. But they had to deal with a lot of other clans and negativity around them that didn't have such a noble ideal. So the Buddha was not always a guy just sitting on a cushion meditating. He also had that warrior side. Jesus also, yes, love and peace, but also being at the temple, throwing over tables, money changers, screaming at the Pharisees. So there's the loving and compassionate side, but there's also the revolutionary side. And, if we want to change ourselves, if we want to change our families, if we want to change our world as a whole, it's not going to happen by being passive. And in a way, what has happened is that in the New Age movement, all these concepts of empath and light worker is very nice. But there's a programming in there that kind of says, if I'm spiritual, I always have to be soft and docile. And what does that result in? That results in an idea, okay, I have to be compassionate. I have to be compassionate. This person is abusing me, but I still have to be compassionate. This person is being aggressive, but I still have to be compassionate. Legal issues, whatever kind of attack that you face, Just because you're spiritual doesn't mean that you're not allowed to defend yourself. So we always strive to choose love and compassion and non-aggression and non-violence first. But we also don't want to sink into some kind of new age flower idea that everything on this planet is always love and roses, because it's not. We are at a time where there is great light and great darkness fighting together. Unprecedented natural disasters, unprecedented political challenges. And if we don't unify ourselves as spiritual people with our love and compassion, but also with that firmness and power to change things, who's going to change it? Who is going to change it? It's not about being for or against this political party, and all those things are so small on the grand scheme of things compared to how do we come together as a people, as a human society, and create a more enlightened society. So, for many years there was a suppression of the divine feminine in spirituality. But more recently in the New Age movement, what we've seen is a suppression of the divine masculine, where it's not okay to show toughness if you're spiritual. If you're Buddhist, you're supposed to be always quiet and always nice and always sweet and always soft. Meanwhile, if people are running over you, if substances are running over you, if food is running over you, you sit there kind of defenseless in the name of some kind of compassion, which my teacher Trungpa Rinpoche coined idiot compassion. Because we always choose non-violence and non-aggression first, but when we are attacked, it is also our spiritual right to defend ourselves. Not necessarily through violence, per se, but through expressing energetically with our mouths that that's not okay. For making different decisions. For making different habit choices. No longer being slaves to substances, slaves to abusive relationships, slaves to people who treat us poorly in the name of being spiritual. So it's really about having the love and compassion for yourself first to create a beautiful space around you that shields you from negativity so that you can always maintain that sort of halo and glow of basic goodness within you and send that out to the world rather than always facing this kind of energetic attack that a lot of people are under right now. And, the best way to do that, if you look at almost any religion, before they start a major ceremony, they invoke prayer to create protection over the space. So in my version of Buddhism, we call this a Vajra tent, which is basically an energetic shield. Same concept they have in Christianity, Islam, Taoism, wherever. And you can actually sit for 5 minutes a day and visualize your energetic shield around you in 360 degrees. And anyone or anything that is causing you constant negativity, you can visualize that person outside of your shield, and you can put reflective mirrors facing out so that anything negative that's trying to come in is bounced out. And, the more science explores humanity, the more science agrees that everything is energy. So this is actually not even woo-woo stuff, As Einstein said, the more I study science, the more I see God, or something to that effect. So, Don't be afraid to use both your divine feminine side and your divine masculine side to find balance in your life, because it's in that point of balance that the natural stream of awakened and compassionate thought arises without having to conceptualize it and say, oh, I need to be compassionate, I need to be compassionate. You find the balance point when it's time to be soft, when it's time to be tough. And through that balance, you create that beautiful shield around you where only love is going out and only love is coming in. And then your compassion arises naturally without effort. And bringing that to a practical standpoint, that affects every area of your life. That affects your money, your relationships, your health, your family, your career, everything. So this is the point at which spirituality and, reality come together. Because what good is the spirituality unless it leads you to fewer disturbing emotions and a better life? So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I love you very much. Upcoming course, Ignite Your Passion for Life, March 1st. Send me a message if you need help. And I wish you many blessings. Take care. Be strong.